There's one major advantage to this Lamtrac over to a typical skid steer. That main advantage is the cab room. I'm 6'7", currently 275, trying to lose some weight. But I worked in my John Deere last night at the house, backfilling all of my holes for my water line I'm putting in, and I am crushed inside of that machine. And by the way, this heat and AC HVAC system in this machine is freaking unbelievable. It is so freaking good. So much heat built in, and you can turn it down to cool and then hit the AC button. And I'm telling you what, it's not, I guess, with it compared to most skid steers I've been in, or machines I've been in. Yeah, the amount of room in here, I can sit in here, I can spread my legs apart and relax and recline dang near. Then see this pillow or headrest, it folds down and it cradles your neck, just freaking awesome. So you can lay back in this thing, and it's got an air ride seat. You can lay back in this thing and just relax. It is so freaking awesome. The only downfall is listening to the damn hydraulics starting. This beeper is ridiculous. Other than that, I haven't found anything that I don't like about this machine. And I am actually in the talks with being a dealer for this machine. I have talked with a gentleman by the name of Phil. He is their, well, the company's based out of Canada, so he is their America lead sales guy or coordinator or something. But he's been real nice to talk with, trying to figure it all out. I've got a couple mechanics that are interested in training with Lamtrac, so that we will have mechanics to work on warranty work. You know, that's the major factor that I'm coming across that majority of people have an issue with these machines, is there's nobody close that's going to come work on it. So I am trying to alleviate that by providing that service for people that are interested. You know, that's is a major thing for me as well. You know, the dealership to me is 3.5 hours away. I bought this machine from a dealership that's 14 hours away in Pennsylvania. They were really nice to work with. I have no problems with how they did business. I kind of wanted to trade two machines in on it, but they were reluctant in doing so. Weren't giving me a price that I really wanted, so I went ahead and kept those machines, and those are the machines I'm putting on for my company, No Limits Rents. No Limits Rents is also going to be my backdrop for my Lamtrac dealership. So, but yeah, so I'm in talks, and I'm going to have the parts package. I've got to pick up, which is fine by me because I'm going to need the parts regardless. Tracks and filters and undercarriage parts that I'm going to have to buy. It is what it is. It's all part of it. But yeah, so new business venture for me. Trying to spread out, create more streams of income. You know, the rich, they all say that multiple streams of income is the only way to get rich, and I am nowhere near rich, but I sure the heck will try. So put forklift truck, took it up to Waco Truck Center up in Moscow Village yesterday. Actually, I took it up on Monday. Got it back yesterday. Matt up there. Matt's, I don't know if it's Waco, but I think he has a separate business. I think it's called Matt's Diesel or Matt's Trucks. I'm not sure exactly how that all works with them, but Matt did an awesome job working on it. They did an oil change and changed out an idler pulley that I knew was bad. Bought me a new serpentine belt for a spare because I've already broken one of those coming home from New York when I bought the truck. So needed to get that just to have in case. You know, that's his whole story. It was pretty, at the time it sucked, but it was pretty awesome. There was not to delve too far into it, but driving back and I had loss of power on my Peterbilt. It's an 05 with a C15 cat. On our way home, driving through the night, and in Ohio, I can't remember exactly where. I think in between Ohio and Indiana, I believe that's where it was. They serpentine belt didn't go out, the tensioner went out. So I pulled into a TA, and the guys, they were kids. They had to have been early 20s, I would say. They spent hours and hours trying to find a pulley for me, and then find the belt, because the serpentine belt ended up breaking. And these guys did a phenomenal job. So they found a pulley, we got the pulley, they checked every belt they had at their little service area in TA, and they unfortunately could not find one, locate one. And so me and my wife, when we were driving it back, we just kind of sat in the truck and fell asleep. And this old boy comes in for I think an oil change or something at like 2 in the morning, and he happened to have a spare serpentine belt for a C15. It was freaking just, I don't know, right place, right time, I guess. But so I wanted to have a couple extras in my truck in case anybody else ends up in that same situation and needs our help or my help or whoever's, you know. So and Matt bring me and give me another one. So yeah, I really do not like stumps. Did most of them, but I put some new knives on this morning, and it's eating through them. It's just a pain in the butt. I'd rather go ahead and push them over if possible, and then go ahead and mulch the stump while it's still on the tree. Makes life a little easier for me. But yeah, this Lamtrac is freaking awesome. I absolutely love it. You know, it's based off of a CTL or a compact track loader design, but it has a lot of differences. One of them being is dual pumps, meaning one pump for the head, one pump for the tracks. The other difference is it's heavy. It's heavier than like my Deere, my 333. I think that machine is like 12,000 pounds. And then you add 2,500 pounds on the mulcher, so you're sitting at like 14.5. This machine, Bear, is 13.6. Oh, I can increase my RPMs now. Warmed up. This machine is 13.6. And then you add 2,500, so you're sitting just over 16,000 pounds. And so the major issue with these is you can't run them, you can't maneuver them like a skid steer. I mean, you can, but you're going to wear through undercarriage and tracks to run it more like a dozer. Big sweeping turns. None of that 180 stuff, 360 stuff. So, but I like to do long sweeping passes anyway. I'm not big on doing 180s. You get to doing that in the woods, and you have little stumps that maybe you missed, or you just didn't grind them down all the way. They will tear your track pretty easily, and tracks are not cheap. You're looking at between $1,700 and $2,500 a side, so roughly $5,000 for 2 tracks. So it's can get pricey. You know, people wonder why we charge what we charge. Well, wear and tear on these, not only the cost of them, but the wear and tear on them is substantial. When you're working in the woods all the time, there's a piece of stump stuck in there. Like I said, with the dual pumps, man, this thing is, you get a piece of log stuck in there, you can back drag just fine, because the pumps are separate. You know, if you're on a regular deer or something, you get a log stuck in your head, you got to turn all your hydraulics off to get it out. So with this, you just tilt it forward, pull back, and 9 times out of 10, that stump or whatever's in there, piece of wood, just comes out, no big deal. Speeds your process time up, less downtime. So, but yeah, if you're interested in a Lamtrac, either be a 6160 like this one, or an 8300, which is a 300 horsepower machine, which I hope to one day get, especially now that I'm going to have mechanics working on them in the area. It'd be nice to get into a steel track for jobs like I'm on today, where you have out in the middle of nowhere, you got a gravel road, you really don't care about tearing anything up. Those steel tracks are, from my understanding, I've never had one. I hear they're freaking awesome. But these rubber tracks, man, you can get into subdivisions, get into doing backyards. You know, that was the biggest factor with me finding a 155 horsepower machine, is I still want to get into backyards. Well, I can do that with this machine. I can go across driveways, go across asphalt, no big deal. Concrete, no big deal. I'm not going to tear nothing up. You know, there's a guy on TikTok, Iron Mike. He always has a saying of GFYM. I'll let you guys determine what that is. But when he runs his steel tracks on road surfaces and tears the shit out of it, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be responsible and pay for that. He'll just do it on public road surfaces, no big deal. I don't know if he gets in trouble or not, but for myself, I don't want my clients to have to deal with that, and I don't want to have to deal with insurance to deal with that. So, yeah. Another crazy thing with this thing is, sorry, I keep raving about it, but it's quiet in here. I can make videos, I can talk on the phone. I've got Bluetooth headsets or earbuds over here. I can talk on the phone. It is so freaking quiet in here compared to a track loader. You know, typical skid steer. It's pretty freaking amazing. So I could go on and on had problems, and they'll admit to it. So I talked to Lamtrac rep before buying this, and I said that was my major problem, was listening to what everybody else is saying. And everybody said that I was kind of crazy on doing it, but if you, like I said, you run it like a dozer, not a skid steer, it does help out a lot on that stuff. With the 6140 models, even the 6160, from my understanding, in the 2019, 2020 realm of their manufacturing, they had problems with their tensioner in their tracks. They were using a spring instead of like grease, like on a Deere or a Bobcat. You know, they use grease for their tensioner. Well, Lamtrac was using a spring. They were trying to find a good solution. And so what guys were doing is they were going up onto stumps or onto trees and pushing on them with the track. And of course, you do that with a spring and it's going to compress. And when it compresses, it causes the track to go limp. And when that happens, it's very easy for the track to come off. So they went to I don't know how to describe it, a screw, like an all thread almost, with a lock nut. I love that I don't have to deal with grease down there. Speaking of grease, there are 4 grease zerks on this whole machine. 4. So on the Deere, there were, God, I want to say 8 or 9 per side. And there's 4 on here. There's 2 on the front wrist joint for the head, for the attachment, and then there are 2 on the tracks for I guess the suspension on it. So that's all there is, which is pretty cool. So all the rest of them are sealed bushings. You don't have to worry about tracks or worry about zerks everywhere, grease getting everywhere. All you have to do with the all thread is make sure you have some, it's not lithium grease, but it's I want to say it was Pentax, like a graphite lubricant, not a lubricant, but almost like a grease. So you just apply that when you tighten your tracks up, just to keep it lubed on there. And yeah, it's pretty easy. But yeah, if you want it, if you're in the Midwest, or maybe out further west, I was talking to a guy up in Nebraska. I got a guy interested in buying one, hopefully, over in Kansas City area. And then one of my competitors here in the St. Louis area, he bought an FTX 150 from Vcon, and he's the one that I've talked to, and he loves the steel tracks and loves the traction, but hates that he can't use it in a majority of cases around the St. Louis area, because all it does is tear up everything. So he also runs Caterpillar 299s. So, but yeah, if you, like I said, if you're out that way, towards in the Midwest, southern Missouri, northern Missouri, Iowa, Arkansas, the nearest dealer to anywhere around there is in Kentucky. intend on doing one, getting one, you can hopefully get one from me. So if you want to demo one, come on out. You can run mine. I really do enjoy it, and I have a feeling you will too once you get in it. So yeah, look up No Limits Rents on Facebook. I don't have a website for it yet. I might just run it through my current website with No Limits Land Management. But we'll see. I might have to go ahead and get a new website, but for the time being, that's where I'm going to put it. Until Lamtrac says otherwise, I guess. They've been really easy to work with. So, but anyway, I just wanted to get on here. I've done a lot of irons in the fire here, and wanted to get on here and share my thoughts and opinions about the Lamtrac to all my mulching brethren that are interested in looking at them. They're definitely a game changer over skid steer. So, anyhow, talk to you later.